Hey guys, it's Bubbly back again with another speed build. You guys, I have been just on a building kick lately. There was some time there where I was feeling completely out of creative ideas and I hadn't built anything in a while, and I was afraid that my creative juices weren't going to start flowing again, but your girl is back and I am building once again. So hold on, let me take a breath, let me step back 1 second and say welcome you guys to the channel. So glad you stopped in to hang out with me for a little bit of time today, and if this is your first time finding the Bubble Fam, hey, glad you're here. Come on in, don't be shy, get a little closer, get comfy, grab some snacks and some drinks, and let's check out this speed build. So this speed build, you guys, is kind of a special one because it was inspired by one of my good friends, Havana Sims. So if you guys have not heard of Havana Sims, where have you been? She is so super talented, super creative, and she's so nice. She creates some fantastic builds, she creates some super amazing machinimas, and she is also doing a Get Famous Let's Play right now with her Sim self. And you guys, it's spicy. I'm just gonna say it's spicy. Havana does not play. That girl is on a mission and it is a good time. So make sure you guys go and check out her channel. I will have it linked down below to make it easy for you guys to find her and check out her content. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So this build was actually inspired by a build that she just recently released on her channel. And actually, she's done a few builds that are like this. And every time she's done one, I've just been like really in love with it. And I decided to give it a try. So I'm gonna have her build. It is called the Modern Lane Part 1. I'm gonna have that in the cards right here. So if you want to check it out, click that card and you can see what I'm talking about with that build. She has done a few lots that are just like a community, several homes on one lot, and that's what I have done here today. So I've kind of been wanting to give it a try and I just never got around to it. And when I saw her video that released a couple of days ago, the Modern Lane Part 1, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And so I mentioned it to her. She's like, yep, you should totally do it. Give it a try. So here I am trying my hand at a multiple home neighborhood. So I really wish in The Sims 4 that we had the ability to actually have multiple families live on one lot. That would be super amazing if we had that capability in the game, but we don't. So we have to cheat the system when we can. So I think you can have up to 8 Sims on one lot. I believe that's correct. 8 Sims on one lot, unless you use your words. Unless you are using mods, then you are able to increase that number of Sims on one lot, but I don't do that. So, but anyway, this build here has 4 homes and there is a total of 8 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. So this lot will actually sleep more than 8 Sims. So if you do use mods and you're able to have more than 8 Sims living on one lot, then this would work for you. If not, then you will have some empty beds in the homes that you could use for something else, or maybe you can repurpose the rooms. But I will tell you, these homes are tiny. They are not super spacious at all. They're quite small. The idea that I was going with was that this was a starter home community. This is in Del Sol Valley that I built. This lot is the starter home that was available to us. Now, the thing that's crazy to me about this lot, you guys, is huge. It's a massive lot. I believe it's a 40 by 30 lot, and they have this little tiny house plopped right in the middle of the lot, and easily this could have been 2 lots. And I don't understand why this lot is so huge, and it just had one little house on it, and it's supposed to be the starter lot for the neighborhood. I don't really understand it, but it is what it is. You make do with what we got, and I am definitely not unappreciative of Del Sol Valley or the Get Famous pack, because it is by far my most favorite pack to date for The Sims. I am absolutely loving it, and I never thought in a million years that there would be a pack that would come out that would be more exciting to me than Seasons, because I was super excited and just waiting with bated breath for Seasons to come out. But Get Famous, which was a pack that I didn't even have on my radar whatsoever, has just knocked everything out of the park. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love Del Sol Valley. So yeah, I just wish that there were maybe a few more lots, and I think a lot of us are kind of feeling the same way about that, but you know what? It's okay. Look what we're creating now. We have this beautiful lot that has 4 homes on it. So when I started building the houses, it was pretty easy to come up with the exterior structure of the homes, but I kind of struggled when it came to the floor plans and the interiors of these houses, because they're quite small. They're very small, and if you guys have been on my channel for any length of time and you've been watching my speed builds, then you know tiny homes, starter homes are not my thing. It's not what I build. It's not what I gravitate to, and I often struggle with trying to build starter homes or smaller homes. I haven't built very many of them, and it took me the longest time to actually successfully build a starter home that was, I think it was a starter value for a family of 4, so it was under 22,000 simoleons. But that was a struggle, you guys. It was a struggle for me to get there. So this was a challenge. This build was definitely a challenge, although I wasn't necessarily trying to keep the value under a specific amount, just because it was a little bit tricky to keep track of how much the lots were, because there's 4 houses on one lot. So I believe the total value of these homes collectively was 129,000 simoleons. So it's quite expensive. I didn't really spare well, I tried to keep things on a budget, but I didn't pay super close attention to that. But anyway, I was more focused on the floor plans, because I was struggling with trying to make these houses. I think it's because I did 4 in a row, like I did them back to back. I didn't take any breaks. I just built all 4 of them, and I didn't want them to be identical. So I was trying to make them as different as possible and come up with different ways to lay out these tiny houses. So it was definitely a challenge for me, because tiny homes are not my strong suit. But I am super happy with how it turned out. I think they are so cute. I absolutely love them, and I'm actually thinking about splitting them up and uploading them to the gallery individually, as well as collectively on this lot. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you think that's a good idea, if I should upload them individually as well as a community lot. Not a community lot, but as a lot with like a neighborhood like I have built it. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. So each house has its own vibe to it, its own characteristics, its own style. So I didn't want it to be cookie cutter. I didn't want it to be like tract homes where everything just kind of resembles the next house. And it's, you know, there's really not a ton of difference. The elevations might be slightly different, but other than that, they're basically the same homes. I wanted to do something different. I wanted each home to have its own style, its own feel, and I also didn't want all the homes facing the same direction, if that makes any sense. So the two houses at the front of the lot, the entrances are not facing each other, and I just thought that was a good idea for privacy's sake because it's such a small street. I just thought it would be nice to have your front door not facing your neighbor's front door. So if you have like a front porch, then maybe you have a little bit of privacy that you may not have had if your front door was overlooking your neighbor's front door. So that was the plan. And I also included a pond towards the back of the lot. At the very back of the lot, I drew out a custom pond using the custom tool and then just put some plants and trees behind it. So it ended up looking quite nice, but I was trying to keep it within the same I wanted it to look like the neighborhood that it's in. So I didn't want to go overboard with the landscaping. So I just tried to look at what was already in place in Del Sol Valley and tried to blend this lot into that because I didn't want it to stick out like a sore thumb. But you guys, some of the items that they have in the neighborhood that we don't have access to, I really want access to. Like, why can't we have access? There's like street lights that I really wanted to use, but we don't have access to it. You know what? I didn't even think that if it might be a debug item. I didn't even think of that when I was building. I'll have to check that out and get back to you. But there's like street lights and some plants in the neighborhood, fencing. There is some amazing fencing that is not available in the game unless it's in the debug. I'm not really sure. I don't think build items are in debug though. I think it's mainly just objects. So I don't think that would be like the fencing would be available to us, which is super sad because there are some things out there in the world that I would love to have access to so I can build with it. So maybe that's something that'll happen down the road and we'll get access to it. I don't know. I'm not sure if that happens or not, but fingers crossed because I would love to have some of those items available to me when I'm building. So if anybody out there is listening in SimWorld, like I know nobody from EA is listening to my videos, but if I could just put it out in the universe, please let us have access to those items. I would appreciate it. So, you guys, I really love how this turned out. I hope you guys like it too. I thought it was a fun build and definitely have to give all the credit to my girl Havana Sims for inspiring me to create this build. I loved building a street that went through the neighborhood. That's not something I've done before. It was pretty cool. And I also used some of the toy cars and sized them up and placed them in between some of the houses as like a carport, although I didn't put a cover over it, but that was the feel that I was going for. And then I put one out in the front too as well. It just looks so cute. I really love how this turned out. So you guys, let me know what you think. Would you use something like this in your game? I've not actually played in a lot that has multiple homes on it. But I've seen that some other people have been building houses or like apartment complexes. I've seen some apartment complexes that have been built in Del Sol Valley, and then other lots that have multiple homes on it by other simmers as well. So I'm just curious if you guys are using these lots in your game and if you find it easy to use them, because I've not actually tried to play with a lot that has multiple houses on it. I just imagine that it might be confusing with the Sims going into houses that aren't meant for them. I know you can use locked doors, and I've done that in the past, but then I had issues with it, and I don't know if that was just a glitch in my game or if it's like just glitchy in general. But I had issues with Sims not being able to get in and out at all, even though the door was specifically unlocked for them. I don't know, or maybe I just don't know how to use the system. I had problems with it, so I stopped using it, but that was a while ago, so that was a few patches ago, so that might be something that was a glitch, but it no longer is. I'm not really sure. I'll have to give it a try now that I've built this neighborhood, because I would really like to play with it. So it would be cool to have, I could just imagine the drama that you can come up with a neighborhood and Sims that don't get along or cheating spouses. You know what, you guys, I am so all about the Sim drama. I know it is my guilty pleasure. I absolutely love me some good old-fashioned Sim drama. So if you are creating content and it's full of Sim drama, then let me know, because I'm all for it. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this build. I will have the download link in the description below if you would like to download it for your game and do some playing around with it. If you do, let me know, or not let me know, but tag me in some pictures. I'd love to see what you guys are creating. I absolutely would love to see that, and it would be cool to see how you guys would use this plot in your game and what kind of ideas you would come up. Now, speaking of ideas, you guys, I don't know if you're aware, but I do have a giveaway currently running on my channel. It's closing out on December 2nd, so there is still time to enter if you have not already. I am giving away two Get Famous packs. So if you do not have Get Famous yet and you want Get Famous and you haven't entered any giveaways yet, then consider entering mine. I mean, you don't have to, but it's available if you guys are interested. But anyway, my point is, part of what I asked you guys to do in order to enter was comment and let me know what your Sims would do to be famous if you had the Get Famous pack. And the responses are so good. You guys are so creative. You have some really juicy ideas. There's like so many drama storylines that have been dropped in the comments, and I'm like, every day I'm just like, ooh, that would be a good story. Ooh, that would be a good story. Ooh, I want to see what happens with that. It's just so many good juicy stories out there that I really want to hear what happens next. So I can't wait to find out who's gonna win, so we can see what kind of story they're gonna come up and we can follow their journey together, because I think that would be super exciting. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You guys know how much I appreciate and adore each and every one of you for dropping in and spending some time with me. It means the world to me. So thank you so much. And don't forget to head over to Savannah. Oh my goodness. Don't forget to head over to Havana Sims channel and check out her Modern Lane Part 1 build. That is already up on her channel, and I do believe she has a part 2 that will be coming out on, I think it's on Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure, but you know what? Just go ahead and subscribe to her channel so you don't miss it. So you will not regret it because she's got some premium content over there. I absolutely adore her. So make sure you guys are heading over there to check her out. She was the inspiration for this build, and she's actually been a really great friend to me. So yeah, I really appreciate her and her inspiring me to create this build. So you guys, thanks again for being here. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed and you enjoyed the content today, consider hitting that subscribe button and tapping the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm releasing brand new content. And as always, guys, thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.